Well, hey everybody, I'm John Ritlin with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Power Struggle 2019 event. But before I get to that, I'm sorry I did not review the rest of the Road to Power Struggle, aka Super Junior Tag League tournament. I did watch the matches, but I had to watch them on delay because I went to 3 wrestling events in like 8 days during that time period after posting the Night 1 and 2 review. And also, I've been posting a ton of content. If you're subscribed to the channel, you know that I post a lot of content. I'm reviewing NWA, AEW, WWE, the New Japan events when I can. I'm reviewing everything possible, and I just wasn't able to review this tournament. But I enjoyed the Super Junior Tag League tournament. However, they need to get more teams for next year. The amount of teams they had this year just wasn't enough. Also want to make mention, the San Jose Showdown event. I will be reviewing that, but it will be on delay because I will be watching AEW Full Gear live. So the San Jose event will be up. That review will be up sometime probably 1 or 2 a.m. Sunday morning. If not sooner, it really depends on when I get to it. But I just wanted to tell you guys that. However, you want to know my thoughts on Power Struggle 2019. Building up to Wrestle Kingdom, 2 months away. I can't wait. 2-day event in the Tokyo Dome. New Year's Dash in a bigger venue. It's going to be a lot of fun. We start with an opening video package. Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton, Gino Gambino on commentary. And we start off with Jushin Thunder Liger, Taguchi, Tiger Mask, and Yuya Uemura versus Volador Jr., Teton, Clark Connors, and TJP. Hide your young daughters, TJP is here. So the match really wasn't much of note beyond a typical 8-man opening match that New Japan has on their undercard. Though there was a moment where Clark Connors kind of got heated with Jushin Thunder Liger. And Jushin Thunder Liger all about working with the younger talents. Hey, this is pretty damn cool. That was pretty good stuff to see. I wonder if it was legit. I don't think so. I think Clark Connors just wants to prove himself. I hope it wasn't legit because you don't want to piss off Jushin Thunder Liger 2 months before his retirement because he tried to stab Minoru Suzuki with a spike and gained it through a table recently at an event. So maybe you don't want to piss that guy off when Kishin Liger or Battle Liger could come out. But that aside, I think Clark will probably be on the opposite side of a match, tag match that Liger's going to be on at the San Jose Showdown event, but who knows. In the end, it was a detonation kick that pinned Yuya Uemura, and that's what it was. It was show respect at the end, good, and again, I'm going to be an emotional wreck when Jushin Thunder Liger retires. I am not ready, and I'm happy he's retiring when he wants to. And wrestling everywhere, and I got to see him in the opening match at the Super J Cup in Tacoma, and that's something off my wrestling bucket list. In fact, the only thing that would have been better is if I had actually he had done a meet and greet and I'd been able to meet him, but is what it is, and I also can't make it down to the San Jose show. A, it's sold out, and B, it's in San Jose. I'm a couple states away. I wouldn't be able to, but fine opening match, and then we get Rocky Romero and Robbie Eagles, Rocky Eagles, if you want to call him that, versus ELP and Taiji Ishimori, the current IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions, or Tag Champions, that is. And they wanted to, they were upset about, getting screwed out of the Super Junior Tag League Finals because of the whole tiebreaker situation and everything. There were, Eagles and Rocky got a few advantages in the beginning, and then the Eagles got targeted for a while. ELP did a really, really cool rope walk, the rope walk he does while holding, ELP's arm and everything, doing the rope walk. And then at one point even gets Rocky Romero on his shoulders, does a few steps, and then, just kind of throws him off onto onto Robbie Eagles, that ELP does. That was incredible. That was really goddamn good. Showing great agility and strength. Guy's unreal. Great to see live also. Got to see him, got to see actually all these guys at the Super J Cup event. That was really good stuff. Rocky ends up hitting some forever clotheslines after he gets tagged sometime later, but Bloody Cross CR2 pins Rocky 1, 2, 3. It was fine. It was fine, and ELP's afterwards is upset about not being in the finals, and then we go to Suzuki, Minoru Suzuki, that is, leading Suzuki group members Zack Sabre Jr. and Lance Archer. Lance Archer, who, by the way, current U.S. champion, really, really happy for him as he excelled in the G1, even though he didn't win all the matches. He won, I think, 3. But he had really good performances, and the fact that he subbed in for Jon Moxley when Jon Moxley couldn't make it at King of Pro Wrestling due to, the damage from the typhoon and the travel issues. Archer being the champion now is a good idea. I would almost have him hold it through Wrestle Kingdom because I think he's on a roll. Have him hold it till like the next, if you do a G1 Supercard event or something like that next year, if you do it in April and then have them lose it there, that would be something. But anyway, enough of that. They face off against Shingo, Evil, and Sonata. Typical Suzuki-gun LIJ match. The match goes outside immediately. Zack Sabre Jr. at one point has like an armbar through the guardrail or through the barricade on Sonata and is like yelling on commentary and just saying, "What do you think, Kevin? It's an armbar." And I don't know why that popped me so much. I don't know why, but it was just funny. And Archer is like talking to the English commentary team and referring to like when David Finlay, saved Juice Robinson and attacked him at King of Pro Wrestling. And Archer says, "I don't give a shit about that little shit." That is Lance Archer 2019, and that is a shirt. That is a shirt that will sell. I would buy that shirt. I mean, not just me. I think a lot of people will buy that shirt. I don't give a shit about that little shit. Give me Shingo versus Suzuki at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't care if it's night 1. I don't care if it's night 2. Give me that match. I want to see that match. And if Suzuki's going to leave, and I hope he doesn't leave, I hope they convince him to stay with a little bit of a pay raise, promise of a push. I know he's 50, I think he's been 51, 52 or something like that. He still can go in the ring. Maybe he can't be the main champion, but he can still go, and they could use him. They could, he could be beneficial to them. But anyway, I hope we see that match. We get a nice chop fest and everything. Really good exchanges here. And Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. get a pin exchange. Just one. They're doing all this stuff. And then suddenly Sonata, 1, 2, 3, gets the pin. So we're probably going to get that match at Wrestle Kingdom, for the British Heavyweight Championship, which I'd be for. Watch it happen in San Jose Showdown for no reason. I want the fans to get a good show, don't get me wrong, but that feels like a match you should have at Wrestle Kingdom. But then we get brawling afterwards. Zack Sabre Jr. attacking the ref, and then Yota Tsuji. Poor Tsuji. The Suzuki-gun members do not like the Young Lions at all. And then we get Kevin Kelly announces that him and Tiger Hattori will be doing commentary for the San Jose Showdown event, which I'm really excited for, and I hope that's going to be good. We then get to Tanahashi and Ibushi versus Okada and Yoshihashi. Let's see. You got Tanahashi, who's the ace, who hasn't been on the best win streak, but you have Ibushi, who has his Wrestle Kingdom 14 shot that he has secured. He's going to go and face Okada at the end of night 1. And you got Yoshihashi, and I wonder who's taking the Yoshihashi. Yoshihashi took the pin. The match was fine. Yoshihashi took the pin with the high fly flow. What the fuck did you expect? And nothing against Yoshihashi. I mean, he should have had that lengthy match against Kenta at, Fighting Spirit Unleashed. That was an atrocity. Even though it wasn't a bad match, it was an atrocity because it went on too long, but it was what it was. So, you got everybody, everybody's like scattered, they're going to leave. And suddenly this video starts playing, and they show these guys getting beat up and everything. What the hell's going on? It's Chris Jericho, and we have a video of Chris Jericho. He's going to face Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom on January 5th, so that's night 2, which is a smart idea. It also means that Jericho is probably losing the AEW Championship soon. If he doesn't lose it at Full Gear, he's losing it on TV. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, who knows? Maybe AEW and New Japan can have a working relationship. I don't have a clue. I know Jericho and Jon Moxley, and I think a couple others have deals where they can work New Japan dates. But who knows what's going to happen? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Actually, I'll be doing predictions sometime in December after the Road to Tokyo Dome shows when they announce the cards. But hey, leave in the thoughts. What do you think of this whole Tanahashi Chris Jericho thing? I think it's going to be pretty bad when Tanahashi's going to have to carry the match because guess what? Jericho's stamina is shot. Now, Jericho can still put on a good smoke and mirrors performance. He doesn't have it anymore. And even Tana doesn't have it anymore. His knees are shot. And that's from carrying New Japan along with others for a while and just fighting through injuries. But it's going to be interesting. It's the Painmaker versus the Ace. Maybe he'll be the Ace Maker. It's like an Ice Maker, but for aces. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. This at least it's a big match. And Jericho, let's be honest, only has maybe a year, maybe 2 years left at the most. Especially if he's going to wrestle, if he's going to wrestle only occasionally on TV and then on AEW pay-per-view, sure, he can extend his career, but his knees are shot and his stamina is shot. Anyway, we get to Tai Chi versus Naito, Miho Abe at ringside. Right there, infinitely helping Tai Chi's character. I've seen these matches before. This match wasn't bad. It was Taichi getting under Naito's skin and everything recently during the Road to Power Struggle tour, which I was able to see on the live shows, but I wasn't able to see on the VOD shows, because any VOD shows, for those that are a little unfamiliar with the New Japan format, because I had to be told about this sometime last year, they only show the tournament matches, like the respective, like, you know, themed matches. So, like for World Tag League, when they do some VOD shows later this month, they're only going to have the Tag League matches, and depending on how many tag teams they have, which they better have at least 12. If they don't have 12, it's going to drag, because they need at least 6 in each block. If you can have 8 in each block and you can, you know, create some good teams, go for it. But anyway, let's get on with this. So we've got a more focused Naito and Taichi, and it was fine. It was fine. It just, I don't know. It's not that I didn't care. The thing is, though, is even though Taichi got some offense in on Naito and took him into the crowd and was, like, you know, doing some heavy strikes, and we got a powerbomb off the top rope, which was actually pretty impressive, there was no doubt in my mind that Naito was winning this. And Taichi kind of got eaten alive, like, you know, like in the last few minutes of this match. Even though it looked, oh, like he might win, he had that powerbomb last ride. No, he didn't get. And then we get a Destino for 2. And then Naito hits his own version of Taichi's finisher, Black Mephisto. And then another Destino, 1, 2, 3. He kind of got eaten alive there, Taichi did. So now we get on to Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo versus El Desperado and Kanemaru. Once again, Roppongi 3K, El Desperado, and Kanemaru cannot get away from each other. Now, after Despi, you know, Desperado's a little shortened name there, there's some fans, including myself, have given him, or at least, like, you know, used to describe him. I know that it feels a little fresh, but they need more junior tag teams, more full-time junior tag teams, because otherwise they might as well, you know, not vacate the belts, but just put the belts on the back burner until they can have more teams. Because if you have this and you have, like, Eagles and Osprey ought to be a good team, and you got ELP and Ishimori. The problem is after that you don't really have any more besides these 2 teams either. Anybody else they had to bring in to just fill out the roster, yes, they have the CMLL relationship. But anyway, that's a whole other rant for another day. The match was fine. Suzuki-gu members, they attack at the entrance. Sho gets his back busted up, as his back had been focused on during the Road to Power Struggle tour, and especially at the very end of the tour. And Yo was like, you know, having to fight 2-on-1 for a while. Sho then, you know, gets a chair used on his back at one point while the referee's distracted. We get Sho put in, you know, in like a stretch and everything, like a leg stretch, almost like a stretch muffler. And then Centauri surprised the alcohol spit in, you know, from Kanemaru into El Desperado's eyes. And then it seems like he's gonna, you know, submit. Nope, he doesn't submit. Submission gets broken up. We get some near falls. We get a 3K that pins Desperado. 1, 2, 3. 2017, 2018, 2019, Roppongi 3K wins the Super Junior Tag League. Once again, please, for next year, get some more teams. I'm not saying the New Japan needs to hire 100 guys, but just utilize more of your roster. I mean, yeah, giving some people some time off isn't a bad idea, but just something. Just do something. Get at least 10 teams. 10 is at least the minimum. Because otherwise, what the fuck's the point of doing a round-robin tournament? You could have just done a few live shows and everything, done some eliminations, and then just built to that and everything, and just given more time off. But enough of that. That, again, another rant for another day. Suddenly, ELP and Ishimori attack, and they're, like, you know, still upset that they weren't in the finals because of the whole tiebreaker thing. So they beat up Sho and Yo and then take the trophies. What a heel move. This match should be good. It should be. I would be very shocked if Sho and Yo don't win, because I know that ELP and Ishimori have held them they've held them since what, like June? I think it's been about June. I think it's sometime after Dominion in Osaka that they held them, so probably not a bad idea to switch him after this. But then we get Ishii versus Kenta, never openweight championship match. Look, I'm just going to say it in this review. I don't care how much hate this gets me. While this was the best match that Kenta's had in New Japan since he arrived, I give 2 shits about Kenta in New Japan. I don't care anymore. I don't. I didn't even care as much when he was in WWE. I have gone back. I have found, matches from his, from his Noah days. Kenta is a big star. Kenta hits hard. He is a very good wrestler. He is a very good worker, even with all the injuries. At this stage of his career, he is a good worker. I don't give two shits about him. I don't. I also don't. I like the association that they have with Bullet Club because at least it gives them something to do. It's just not clicking. The fans don't even so much hate him. They just don't want him there. They're just like, we don't want you here. It seems like it. At least the live crowds that I've seen, that I've heard of the shows that he's been at. But that aside, there were some big heavy strikes to start. I mean, good Lord. The Ichi chops. I mean, he did some freaking throat chops at one goddamn point. He did throat chops and I was absolutely just floored. It was just insane. There was this freaking, oh good God, I'm going to get to the spot here in just a second, but there were some, Kenta did focus on the neck and head. Reminder that Ishii does have a neck. And I love Tomohiro Ishii. He just doesn't seem to have much of a neck, but good God, he does hit hard. Ishii does land bad after a DDT. Looked like it really hurt him. Maybe he was just really selling. I hope he was just really selling. The throw chops, as I said, insane. Big old superplex, delayed superplex for 2. He hit this one freaking forearm I'm going to talk about here, but after Kenta got the game over, the crossface and everything, that didn't get him to tap out. Ishii hit this forearm that echoed through the arena. It echoed into the arena next door. It echoed to the arena in the next postal code or whatever they have over in New Japan. Do you have anybody know about Japan? Do they have postal codes? I don't think it's zip codes. But anyway, mailing address, whatever. It echoed throughout everything in that part of Japan. Good Lord, I felt that. I'm all the way over here in Washington. Good God, that was insane. But we have more strikes and knee strikes. We get GTS. Kenta's got to start hitting variations of GTS or something because it's good that he's not actually hitting them, but he's been botching that GTS a lot. I don't know if it's the opponents not knowing how to take it or wanting to be careful taking it, and I understand that, but those were 2 botched GTSs, especially that final one with an exposed knee. 1, 2, 3. No interference, though, so Kenta did win without interference. I'm just going to say, though, I'm sorry. I just don't buy into Kenta being there. I know there's an end game here, and I'm going to get to that here in the main event. But first, we get Bushi versus Will Osprey, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Bushi kind of inserted himself in this whole thing when, through Bushi's methods, Robbie Eagles and Will Osprey did not make it to the finals, and Bushi's like, well, hey, wait a second, you're free. Why don't we face off? So Bushi had this plan to do this, and that Evil had been taken out of the out off of the tour. So suddenly, Bushi was able to slot his way in there and everything. It's kind of like a weird little, if you take a look back at the results and take a look back at the shows, you know what I mean. But the match was great. We'd start with some quick dives, guardrail spot where it looked like, Will busts his mouth. Bushi does some good groundwork while still being pretty agile. DDT on the apron, as I need to remind you folks, and it's always a great reminder, it's the hardest part of the goddamn ring. And Osprey dives outside with some great, some great work. We get stolen mist from Osprey. He spits it, or he takes the thing out of, Bushi's mouth and spits the mist at him. Good stuff. But we then get an Oz cutter, but it's to Red Shoes. Red Shoes gets taken out. Red Shoes has become Dead Shoes. Dear God, that was a bad joke, and I hope he's actually okay. That was pretty goddamn rough. But then we get a Spike DDT, MX, but just for 2. They had me going. I was like, there's no way Bushi's going to win this. They got me a couple times like, holy shit, they're actually going to do it. Nope. In the end, Oz Cutter, Hidden Blade, Super Oz Cutter soon after, and then Stormbreaker 1, 2, 3. And Will's like, and it was a good match. This actually might have been the best match of the show. I mean, the main event was close, but this may have been the best match of the show. As it exceeded maybe it's because it exceeded my expectations, but it was still a good match. And then Will's like, who's left? He goes, everybody that he's beaten. Everybody just this year alone. Who is, he's beaten everybody. Who's left? The crowd's chanting Hiromu. The crowd's chanting Hiromu. The crowd's chanting Hiromu. And he says, oh, he's not here. And then suddenly, and I'm gonna try not. I will fully admit that while watching this happen, I was crying because it meant a lot to me. I don't care if it gets me gutted in the comments. It was great stuff. But crowds electric, and then suddenly, like, the lights go out. And then, animated Daryl's and everything, and I don't know if the red Daryl's his girlfriend or the red cat is his girlfriend or not. The red plush, I'm sorry. I have not brushed up on my plush, relationships. I don't necessarily know about that, but you got, you got Hiromu, you got Daryl, you got, his girlfriend, I assume. But anyway, suddenly, red Daryl's there, and oh God, what's going on? What's going on? And, this bomb thing, time bomb, it's like hours and everything, that like 1,487 hours and all these minutes and stuff like that. And they did the math in 62 days. Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. Holy shit. But, and then it's like, he's going to come back. The time bomb will come back soon. And everybody's just like on their feet. And okay, all right, they're going to save it. They're going to save it. And then suddenly, animated Daryl's bomb lights up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, kidding. And everything explodes. The crowd goes absolutely nuts. Hiromu comes out. Listen to the Japanese commentary feed. Everybody is losing their goddamn mind. The fans were losing their minds. Fans on Twitter were losing their minds. At least the people I follow to watch New Japan. It was insane. I was legit in tears because Hiromu is back. And I'm so happy that he's back. He didn't want to come back until he was 100%. And it's been a while. It's been since the Cow Palace special last July. 2018. Not this past July, but the July before. It has been basically 16 months. It has been forever. I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's able to wrestle again. Gets an electric response and everything. Hands the red plush to Milano. Milano's in tears. Milano was all of us, by the way, during this. And then hands Daryl to Kevin Kelly, and Kevin Kelly just looks so goddamn happy holding him. And Hiromu takes some bumps into the guardrail because Hiromu has not learned a goddamn thing after being injured. It's just under 16 months. It's just insane. And then he cuts promos, kind of stuff. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You can take a look at the promo if you want, but basically that he is back. He wants to challenge Will Osprey, and he even does some bumps and everything where clearly he has not learned. But good God. I fear for Hiromu's lengthy career, but I am so happy that he's back doing what he loves. But he even does this one bridge thing up at one point with his neck, and then he's like, Mike. And Osprey holds the mic for him, and he cuts it and said, see you soon. Or something like that. So the time bomb's back. And my God, I am just so here for it. I am so happy, and I can't wait to see. I don't know if he's going to wrestle on any of the undercards. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to wrestle on San Jose Showdown. I don't know if he's going to take it easy. I don't have a clue. But we're getting him versus Will Osprey on January 4th, and I'm here for it. Now, I'm surprised they didn't make that the main event. However, I got why they made it the main, or why they made what they made the main event. Jay White versus Hiroki Goto, IWGP Intercontinental Championship. And Shibata on the Japanese commentary team suddenly. I wonder what's going to happen. Gato also at ringside in Jay White's corner. This was a great match of kicks from Goto, some great exchanges. Gato distracts, and of course we get a chair to the back outside. We get Jay taking over, working on the lower back of Goto. In a big superplex spot. Where Marty Asami does some selling like that. And then, of course, you had Gato earlier yelling, Kiwi, Kiwi, and that popped me for some reason. I'm just picturing Gato trying to sell kiwi fruit and just shoving it in people's faces like he has a produce stand. Now I need to see that. But we get a low blow. We get some more exchanges and everything because that doesn't stop Goto yet. GTR, but the ref gets pulled out by Gato, and then Shibata stops him, runs him out of the ring. But then Kenta runs in and attacks Goto, and then attacks Shibata, knocking him off the apron. We get some more apron spots, by the way, during this match. Again, need to remind you, hardest part of the ring. And then Blade Runner, 1, 2, 3. So Jay White retains. Okay, Jay White with the promo says he will be a dual champion at Wrestle Kingdom, and he calls out Okada and Ibushi. But here comes Naito. Naito wants, basically wants the title back. And then here's Ibushi. And here's Okada. And says to the people, well, do you want to see a double championship match? Do you want to see me basically fight on both nights? I think is what he was saying. Chris Charlton did a good job translating, but maybe it's a fan poll, which I think is referencing back to something that happened in 2014. I believe it Wrestle Kingdom in 2014. People can let me know in the comments on that stuff, but it's going to be interesting to see. Okada's going to face Ibushi. I think he's going to beat him. I don't think Ibushi's going to win yet. It would be interesting to see Ibushi be the double champion, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Now, as for that was a pretty good ending, but really, to me, the highlight, now I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Shibata. It's probably going to be Shibata against Kenta. And I don't know where this leaves Jay White, though. Who the hell is Jay White going to face? At least on night one. Because Jay White, I think, they may go with Jay White being the double champion. I would almost think they should go with Naito. Go with Naito. But we'll see what happens. B+. I was so close giving it a B-. Even after the Tai Chi Naito match. Everything else elevated up to a B+. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. And again, Hiromu's back. We can all celebrate. And Daryl will get Mr. Belt back very soon. But I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.